They don't talk about it much anymore, not in the open. Not after what happened in 1997 just outside of Clifton, Texas. If you ask the old folks around Bosque County about the shadow people, they'll look away, mutter something about the heat getting to your brain, and change the subject. But some remember, especially the ones who lived near the abandoned oil field off County Road 421. That's where it started, or at least, that's where it got bad. The property belonged to the Barnes family. The land had been in their name since the early 1900s, passed down through generations of ranchers and hard men who believed more in keeping cattle alive than in ghost stories. But in '97, the oil field had been dead for over 30 years. Just rusted pipes, busted tanks, and rotting pump jacks silhouetted against a horizon that always seemed to hold more dusk than daylight. The air smelled like salt and hot iron, even. In winter. Angela Barnes, the last of the family to live there, was just 26 when it all fell apart. She'd come back from Austin after her father died, probably thinking she could renovate the place, maybe sell it, maybe stay and start over. People said she was stubborn like her father. Pretty too, in a dry, bookish kind of way. Always reading. On the porch at dusk, barefoot, a cigarette between her lips, wind pulling at her frizzy brown hair. The first sign that something was wrong came in late October. Angela told the sheriff that she'd been hearing things at night, footsteps around the property, heavy ones, crunching through gravel and brush just beyond the ring of porch light. But every time she ran outside, shotgun in hand, there was nothing. Not even a coyote. She put up cameras. They caught static. One night, after a power outage, she called the sheriff again. Her voice on the tape sounded like it belonged to someone else, higher pitched, ragged, breathless. "There's someone in the house," she said. They were standing at the end of the hallway. "I thought it was a man, but it was just black. No face, no clothes. Like a hole in the air shaped like a person." Then it disappeared. The deputy they sent out, old Roger Hill, didn't find anyone. Said Angela seemed rattled, but sane. Said her hands were shaking so bad she couldn't pour coffee without spilling it all over the counter. 3 nights later, Hill came back out to check on her. Angela didn't answer the door. He walked around the house, peeked in windows. The lights were all off, but the front door wasn't locked. He stepped inside and found the place trash drawers pulled out, mirrors broken, books shredded. And in the hallway, carved into the wall in thick, jagged lines, were the words, "They don't need light." Angela was gone. Not a trace of her. No blood, no signs of struggle, just her truck parked outside, her boots at the foot of her bed. And her cell phone still charging on the kitchen counter. That should have been the end of it. But at WASN T. Over the next few months, sightings started coming in from all over Bosque County. Folks driving down lonely stretches of road near Lake Whitney claimed they'd seen dark figures in their headlights, tall, thin shapes that would vanish when they got close. A man fishing alone near Steel Creek said he felt someone breathing down his neck, turned around and saw nothing. But he left his pole, his tackle box, and ran a mile barefoot to his truck. Didn't stop driving till he got to Waco. The strangest thing was that everyone described the same thing, a figure made of pure shadow. Not a person dressed in black, not a hallucination. These weren't ghosts. They weren't even there in the way people or animals are there. They were absences, silhouettes of something that had no right to exist in this world. The stories got weirder. A teacher from Meridian claimed she saw one of the figures in her classroom after hours. It was standing in the corner where the light from the overhead flickered. Said it didn't move, didn't breathe, didn't blink. Just watched her. Or, she said, she couldn't tell if it had eyes. It felt like it was watching her. She quit a week later, moved to Arizona. Then came the children. One night, In early December, a little boy named Kyle Jamison disappeared from his bedroom. The window was locked from the inside. No signs of forced entry. His mother said she tucked him in, kissed his forehead, then went to bed. In the morning, he was gone. The only thing left was a single black handprint on his bedsheet smudged, like it had been made with ash. A week later, a 6-year-old girl named Cassidy Clay woke up screaming. Her parents found her curled into a ball in the corner of her room,
rocking back and forth, eyes wide and unblinking.
She wouldn't speak for days. When she finally did, she whispered, "They're made of the dark. And they come when you dream." One by one, the townsfolk began moving away. Those who stayed stopped going out after sunset. People boarded up their windows. Preachers held late-night services, praying, chanting, burning sage and quoting scripture in shaking voices. But the shadows didn't care. They came anyway. There's a rumor, never confirmed, that one night in January, a group of teenagers dared each other to spend the night in the old Barnes house. Only one made it out. He was found walking down 421 barefoot, bloodied, mumbling about the hallway with no end and 1,000 eyes blinking inside the dark. He's still in a state hospital outside Houston. Doesn't speak anymore. Just draws pictures of long, thin figures with hollow spaces for heads. Eventually, the government stepped in, quietly. Without warning, trucks came in the dead of night. They closed off the property, posted guards, set up a perimeter. Anyone who got too close was warned off at gunpoint. Locals said they saw men in hazmat suits carrying strange equipment vanishing into the cellar of the old house. No one knows. What they found by spring, it all just stopped. The sightings dwindled. People came back to town slowly. Businesses reopened. But no one ever moved back into the Barnes property. No one even drives down County Road 421 anymore. It's overgrown, now choked with mesquite and tall grass. The gate hangs open, rusted, and creaking in the wind. And at night, if you park near the old barbed wire fence and cut your engine, they say you can still hear footsteps in the dirt circling your car. Sometimes you see shapes moving in the field, not running, not walking, just standing there. Waiting. It's not a story people like to tell. But it happened. People vanished. Lives were ruined. And deep in the heart of Texas, in the spaces where the light doesn't reach, something still lingers. Something old, something patient. The dark remembers.